going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky! I didn't say.
Eat your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday morning. Hope you guys had a great Friday night. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Don't do anything dumb. I will cover you. Stay safe. Don't do anything dumb. All right. Got a good one for you. I'm just going to say English might not be this guy's first language. It is. His grammar is questionable, and it's kind of funny at times. He's nervous. He says the wrong words sometimes. He used the wrong form of words a few times, but yeah, he's still FAFO. Fudge around and find out. Can't curse in the first short period of a video, so you get fudge instead of the actual word. Anyways, before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Like and subscribe to your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Ready, Judge? People. Torso Feaster, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Raheem Bragg, who's on the podium. Mr. Bragg, please state your name for the record.
Raheem Bragg.
Couple things, Judge.
There are a couple things.
Thanks.
What are we going to do about some of those things?
So, I guess let me start with the biggest part, and then I'll work my way down. I've met with Mr. Bragg to try to help to move this case forward. We've had discussions with myself, and my investigator. We've discussed motions that he wants filed and other things that he wants done, and Mr. Bragg is not happy with my representation. So he is going to be asking the Honor to have us withdraw and have another attorney appointed to his file. Given that fact, he also has a community corrections issue, Judge. I can notify him that he was ordered to report to community corrections. He was supposed to be following all their directives and orders. As the court may recall, he lives in Detroit and was having difficulty getting back and forth. He did, however, tell me this afternoon that he did go to community corrections before coming to court today. I believe he did drop, and he does have a receipt for his appearance at community corrections today. So I guess he's asked you to give him additional time on the complying with community corrections and to allow him to have a new attorney is what he's asked for, Your Honor.
All right, first thing, I love Feaster. I really do. The defendant asked him to withdraw from his case, and he still got up there and defended him. He still did. And he didn't give any attitude. He didn't half-ass it. He did a good job. I mean, that's what you have, that's all you can ask for. Feaster's a good public defense attorney. He really is. He's a good attorney. I shouldn't have said it that way.
So I guess to whom am I addressing this, Mr. Feaster? You or to Mr. Bragg?
Him directly.
Here's the problem. So when we were here a month ago, there was a lot of talk about you letting you stay in Detroit and getting all those tests reported to Washtenaw County. There were super clear directions that if you wanted me to let you do that, there had to be we had to know this, and that really didn't happen. And while I'm glad you went today, kind of not cutting it for me. So I mean, so not only is there that, but your lawyer's telling me that you've had a breakdown in communication and you want to fire your lawyer, which makes me even more nervous and makes me think I need to remand you to the Washtenaw County Jail to make sure that this is all under control. So are we doing all this today? We got bond violation, we got potential withdrawal of attorney, and we got a potential defendant who's, I don't know what the deal is. I thought that one of the plans was you were moving back to Washtenaw County. Has that happened?
I don't have bonds and I don't have transportation. I've been fine.
Yes, Jeff. We were here last time. He indicated that he was going to try to move back to Washtenaw County so he could comply with the order of community corrections. He has told me during our meeting, and just reiterated right now, he has not had the funds to be able to accommodate that. And so he has not moved back, and he's not sure when that's going to happen.
All right. Let's just pause for a moment and let Mr. Emmons have a moment to shine here. Tell me what your thoughts are, please.
Yeah, thank you. We've obviously adjourned this case a number of different times. If I recall the last hearing that we were at, bringing up my notes, but he said unquestionably he was going to be moving back to Washtenaw County by the end of February. I think that there was just a matter of like he already had everything done, and so that he was going to make sure that he was being compliant. Gave you every reason to not remand him. An offer has been extended multiple different times. We've adjourned this for various different reasons. And now it comes to find out that here, as this case is dragged on, I think we were first here back in July of 2023. He's not moved back to Washtenaw County. And as this case is kind of, I mean, we're getting to that point. We're probably past that point where we set this case.
Wait till he finishes, and then you can go.
And now he's having issues with Mr. Feaster's representation. I'm not going to comment on that other than to say I know that Mr. Feaster is a very fine attorney, and I have a great deal of respect for him and what he does. That being the case, though, I'm concerned as well. He's not testing. He's not, he's not figuring a way of how he's going to resolve this case one way or the other. So I do think that remand is probably appropriate, especially, given the nature of the charges that are involved here. If he's not testing and there's, drug charges and resisting, obstructing, gun charges, all of the things that we don't want, that is a concern. So I'm going to ask the court to have him remanded, and then he can explain to the court why he thinks Mr. Feaster shouldn't be his attorney, and the court can make a decision as to whether that privilege has broken down or that relationship broken down.
Well, I'm not deciding that. There's not a motion before me. So
Can I speak on my behalf, Your Honor?
Anything you say can be used against you, so be careful
may,
what
so I
you
would
say.
suggest you not speak of any of the substance.
Not at all. Your Honor, as far as community corrections, I do understand I have an obligation to fulfill. I haven't been negligent to it. As far as transportation and funds, I even spoke to my lawyer. It's just something that I couldn't do, like as far as even coming to court, I have to almost beg for a ride, just so that at least I don't have that type of leeway. I been spoke with the Miss Cheryl, the community corrections, my officer, and I have been telling her that I was trying as much as I could, and she told me basically almost whenever I can, just try my best to test. So I tried even just today, even though like you said, it means nothing. I just want to do it just so I'm expressing that I'm not being negligent to it at all. And as far as I don't disapprove of his representation, but this is a big case, and this is something that has been going on since March of 23. And all the adjournments that has occurred were not on the basis of something that I want to do. Like I would just find out that court has been adjourned. For what reason, I wouldn't know. So I haven't been in any way holding this case up myself personally. And if I am being remanded, I can't do nothing but respect your opinion, your decision, because
Right. So
it's something
I'm just
that I
gonna
have to
interrupt
do.
you though. Like, let me tell you that I actually kind of understand or respect your position. If you're in Detroit and you don't have a lot of resources, it's not easy to get here. So I get that. But I want to caution you a little bit because I have the sort of the notes here, and whether they were adjourned because your lawyer adjourned it, I just want to caution you because there were 1, 2, 3, 4 times that hearings were scheduled and you didn't show up. So I'm sympathetic.
Court, Your Honor?
Yeah. August 30th, failed to appear. Your ride fell through. So your lawyer reported that on your behalf.
Okay, I remember that.
All right. 9/6/23, failure to appear, bench warrant. Arraigned on the bench warrant in October. Let's see. We were here in December, but there was an active bench warrant. So I canceled the bench warrant, arranged you on that. So that wasn't a failure to appear. And then at the end of January, defendant failed to appear and we adjourned it. So like I need you to hear me say that every time you have not showed up at court, your lawyer has been here asking me not to issue a bench warrant and to adjourn it to a time where you can be here. So I just want to caution you when you say that this is all your lawyers adjourning this is going on forever, you're not coming. And he's trying to not get you arrested. So to be fair.
Yes, Ron.
All right, there you go. Feaster. So good at his job. And that defendant just had a little slice of humble pie, right? Like, oh, yeah, okay.
If I may, the times that I wasn't able to make myself available, I wasn't negligent to it either, and I do understand from the court's view. I did reach out to Mr. Feaster in regards to letting him know, like, oh, I can't make it. Not to mention, for the most parts of the Germans that I were aware of, it was because me and Mr. Feaster had to sit down in person to discuss motions and do this. I wasn't able to make myself available to this municipal at that time either, so we did cover that over Zoom. And it was just a few things that, as we spoke, I didn't agree with, as far as some of the motions that I did want put in for myself, rather granted and or denied. But I did feel like it was vital to my case.
Okay. I appreciate your feeling that it's vital, but again, a lawyer's job is to advise you as to what is realistic and what's not. So
I understand,
you
Your
to hear
Honor.
that. So I guess my question is this: my worry is that if I think you're going to fire Mr. Feaster or his office, then you don't have a lawyer. The case is getting on to being more than a year old, and I don't know where you are, and you haven't moved here yet. So that makes me want to remand you out of a sense of like, let's keep this as stable and secure as possible. To date, I haven't remanded you because you have a lawyer and you've been in contact. So I guess I'm going to ask you, so what are your thoughts about this?
My thoughts are, Your Honor, like I say, this is a big case. I'm currently right now on a $10,000 cash bond. I haven't been negligent to anything. Like, even as far as me catching in between cases, yes, I had got mixed up on a couple things and even had warrants put out for me because I missed. But it was still a time where when I found out, I called. I continue to try my best to make myself available to the courts so that I don't become a flight risk or look like a flight risk. I don't see this as a case that I would want to run from or need to run from. Like I said, my biggest thing in a way is community corrections. But yes, I do still stand on. I'm not comfortable with my attorney. I don't feel like we're on the same page. I feel like what he thinks and what I think. Yes, he is much more education than I, but it's conflicting. And at the end of the day, I am.
There you go. He is much more education than I, but it's conflicting. He just kept you out of jail for the last year. I don't know what he's talking about conflicting. I don't know the details of this case. I don't even know what he's charged with. This is the first time I've seen him make an appearance. No idea who this guy is. Come on, man. Come on.
The one who will be either found guilty or not guilty. So again, I would like to put on record, despite if I am remanded, that I don't plan on making myself a flight risk. And for sure, every court day, I try my very best, even if in advance, to make sure that I will be available for court.
I mean, I appreciate that. I guess I have to sort of reflect, though, with what you're saying is that I think at this point, then I'm not going to make file a motion. I will order his withdrawal as your attorney. I am going to remand you to the Washtenaw County jail pending. I'll set another pretrial date and I will appoint. I mean, are you hiring a lawyer or do you want me to appoint a lawyer?
I thought that I would get one appointed, but
no, I will. I'm just saying I will appoint one, but they're not here today.
So how long how long am I supposed to be in jail? Like until my case is exhausted? Like, I mean, I do understand
until the next pretrial, which then I'm going to give you a trial date. So I guess here's the deal. You think there are a bunch of motions to be filed. So I got to appoint a lawyer, have them be able to meet with you in person at the jail and go over those and then file those motions. So I'm going to set a hearing date out, say 4 or 5 weeks from now, that those motions will be heard by then. I don't know what they are and I don't know what I'm going to do with them. So I don't have any idea the outcome there. But at that hearing, I'm going to give you a jury trial date and a final pretrial date. And at that hearing, your lawyer can seek bond. And if you seek your release, I'm okay with hearing that. But that's kind of where we're going.
So I am being remanded because I would like new counsel. Like, if that's a problem, like I'm doing something wrong, I'm asking you.
No, and I'm just going to try to restate a little bit. what's happening is that your case is destabilizing in front of my eyes. So I have a defendant who lives out of county who told me he was coming to move in county, who's not reporting to community corrections because he can't get here, which I understand. But part of the deal was that you were to do all the testing in Wayne County and you had to make sure that it got to community corrections here. That's not happening. And now you want to get rid of your local lawyer, and the case is almost a year old. So I'm just saying that this is like literally destabilizing before my eyes. So I'm not saying you're remanded till your trial date. I'm not punishing you, but I got to do something to stabilize this case. And so I'm going to appoint a new lawyer, but you have to meet with that lawyer in person so that you're comfortable that you're on the same page. That lawyer files the motions that they and you think are appropriate in this case. And we have to get the case going. Because I can't appoint a lawyer, have you living in Wayne County, not be able to meet with that lawyer, not be able to file the motions, ask for an adjournment, have a pretrial, the lawyer comes in and says, my client can't get here, which has been the pattern.
I still could meet, Your Honor. Like I say, even if I couldn't, I did do it via Zoom. When we spoke about it, I was okay with continuing with him, but he saw no need or no basis for the motion. And I just don't agree with.
Right, but
I really want to hear what motions he wants to have filed. I really do. I know you guys all do too. He seems polite. He, he's at least following the court decorum in court. He's not doing what he's supposed to on probation. Not probation. He's out on bond right now. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna let this play out. You guys are all awesome. Hope you guys have a great Saturday. I'll put out another video. I might do an early live, but I do take Saturday nights off. So I will see you guys tomorrow or in a few hours. Have a great night, everybody.
He's the lawyer and you're not. So the fact is you are well within your right to want a new lawyer to disagree with that. I'm not finding fault with you and I'm not saying you're not educated or you're not smart, but his decision is that's not a good motion. Maybe the next lawyer will be like, absolutely, I'm filing this. Or maybe the next lawyer might advise you the same thing. I don't know, because I don't even know what it is.
Are these motions that could be put in? Excuse me.
It's a pretrial. So you'll have another pretrial with your other lawyer probably in 3 weeks or so.
So if I was to stay with you, I don't want to go to jail. I gotta see him.
I think he's already made a decision. I don't think that's true.
I'm not asking him. No. Your Honor, I just was speaking with him. Is it a way that my motions could still be filed? Like even against not filling bases. I just, if I don't have to go to jail, Your Honor, like I say, if that is your decision, respectfully.
But I'm not sending you to jail because you want to file motions. That's not my point. You have the right to do these things, but you have to do it with your lawyer that you trust is listening to you. And there's an agreement between you and your lawyer as to what the best course going forward is. You've expressed to me on the record that you are not satisfied or convinced that Mr. Feaster is acting in your best interest. I'm not saying he is or isn't. I'm respecting the fact that you have that opinion and you get to have that opinion. But what I'm telling you is I'm going to remand you. And then if your newly appointed lawyer wants to make a bond argument before your motion hearing date, I'm here every Wednesday. So they could come in 2 weeks from now. I don't know if I'm here in 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now, maybe next week, and say, hey, my client deserves to get out, and I'll listen to that. But I'm not going to allow the case to kind of peter away and get more disorganized.
I'm not trying to do that, Your Honor. Like, is it possible that I could show forth that I will be making valid attempts to the court date and the new lawyer, and if I didn't prove that, yes, remand him because he can't perform well on that? Like I've been raising my son, trying to be a father.
I understand, but you're kind of like, I think you're kind of missing the point that it's not about you proving to me anything. I have to do something to sort of get a handle on this case. So I'm going to appoint a new lawyer to you. I'm going to remand you. If your new lawyer and you reach a quick agreement, the new lawyer can be back here next week and ask for your release. But here's what I would have to know, Mr. Bragg, is where you live, what your plan is, how you're going to report to community corrections. Are you moving to Ann Arbor? What the plan is. That's what I need to know. And that's what I've been kind of promised through the whole thing by Mr. Feaster, and none of it's coming true. And so that's why I am where I am today. It's not my desire that you sit in jail for the next 3 months waiting for trial. That's not my point. You have tried to be here. You've actually been here a fair amount from Detroit. I'm not saying that every time you've just blown it off. I think you've been trying, but we got to do something to move this case. And I can't have a situation where I'm appointing a new lawyer and we're going out 3 months while you are trying to get together with your lawyer to come up with this plan. It's got to happen right away. So that's why I'm doing this. Okay. So
Am I locked up
hearing.
until, like, is this a violation lockup, or am I locked up until I get a lawyer in 5 months or whatever?
I might suggest if you might schedule a pretrial for the 27th,
Yeah.
and we'll have a chance to have met with this lawyer and be able to make a bond motion at that time.
Sure. I mean, so what I'm going to do, but I guess the problem is that I kind of like to strike everything hot. So if there are motions to be filed, maybe the lawyer can at least advise as to what they would be.
Right.
So I'll adjourn the pretrial to March 27th. Here's the deal, Mr. Bragg. I'm going to appoint a lawyer for you today. That's paperwork. If your court-appointed lawyer gets appointed in the next couple of days and wants to come in on the 13th and address bond, they can do that. Okay? But I don't know how long it's going to take the paperwork to find its way.
Could take months.
Well, it won't. No, it will take a week or so, I think, to get a court-appointed attorney. And then that attorney will reach out to you in the jail. And that's why I'm doing this, so that the lawyer is able to reach out to you in the jail to do that. So I'll schedule a hearing for the 27th. I'm not available on the 20th, but if the lawyer can get something on the 13th, I'm totally willing to listen to it. Okay?
That's fine.
Okay. Go with that, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
So, Mr. Feaster, you're going to submit the order,
I will, Judge.
and then we'll get the new appointment.
I will also email the Office of the Town Council, Judge.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.